Pakistani Lachha Paratha. Ingredients: 2 cups whole wheat flour aka atta. Make sure it's finely ground. Try purchasing from a South Asian grocery store. Half a teaspoon salt. 2 tablespoons oil. Half - 3/4 warm water as needed. Ghee and flour as needed for layering. Instructions: in a bowl, mix flour and salt. Pour in oil and mix until flour becomes crumbly. Next, slowly start adding warm water and bring the dough together until the flour is moistened. I typically end up using half to 3/4 cups of water, but the quantity will depend on the temperature where you're located. Once flour is moist and you can pick it up in a ball, let it rest for 10 to 15 minutes. The dough should just be a tad sticky to the touch. Dab on some oil so the surface does not dry out while dough is resting. Resting will help the glutens in the dough to relax. After 10 to 15 minutes, start kneading the dough until it gets visibly soft. Add flour if it is too sticky. At the end of 3-4 minutes of kneading, the dough should be soft and it would bounce back when pressed with a finger gently. Next, divide the dough in quarters for medium-sized paratha. Make sure the paratha is not bigger than your pan, and shape each quarter in a round ball. At this point you can let the balls rest for another 10 minutes. Don't forget to apply oil so the top doesn't dry out. When ready to make paratha, roll out the dough very flat as you can. It's okay if the dough rips a bit. Next, smear ghee. I use my fingers to rub it all over the dough. Next, sprinkle some flour along with salt. The flour prevents ghee from dripping, however, you can omit this since we only use a small quantity of ghee. To make a flaky paratha, begin folding the dough from one corner like a Chinese fan and then twisting the dough up in a cinnamon roll shape. You can also make a slit from the center down to one end and begin rolling the dough from the slit in the shape of a cone and flatten it. When you're ready to make paratha, roll the layered ball of dough and with the help of a rolling pin, roll it out flat and round. It should not be too thin but enough so that you can easily pick up the paratha and flip from hand to hand without ripping it. In a hot griddle, tawa or pan, plop down the paratha. Instantly, you'll see the high heat will begin to cook the paratha. When you see bubbles form on the surface, flip the paratha and lower the heat to medium. Apply some ghee and smear on the paratha with the back of a spoon. Flip again, when you see brown spots appear on the underside. Keep applying a touch of ghee and press down your spatula very gently. Lower the heat further if you think paratha is browning too fast. Remove from the pan once paratha is speckled with brown spots. Don't overcook, or else the paratha will get very crispy like a pay pad. You want to remove it when it's nice and soft. A tip to coaxing out the paratha layers, making it latch heater, is to scrunch it up while hot. Place your hands on either side of the paratha and clap them together, scrunching up the paratha. This will separate the layers. I recommend using kitchen paper or cloth to avoid burning your hands. Serve hot. Paratha and roti are best enjoyed hot off the stove.